Hello everyone, Vincent from HDTV Test here. A few days ago, I published a video testing the HDMI 2.1 firmware update for the Sony XH90 or BRAVIA X900H in the USA. And in the video, I mentioned that based on the EDID data, 4K 120Hz is mutually exclusive to Dolby Vision on the Sony XH90. What this means is that if you wanted to play a game in 4K at 120Hz, you can't play the game in Dolby Vision. And if you want to play a game in Dolby Vision, you can't play it at 4K at 120Hz. But some people started accusing me of not knowing what I'm actually doing, that I was wrong because I was driving the Sony XH90 using a PC and that's why I can't enable Dolby Vision. Now, I wanted to use this video to clear up some misconceptions and also explain what EDID is in the process using my trusty Samsung Note 10 Plus, which some of you may be quite familiar by now. So let's explain what EDID is. EDID stands for Extended Display Identification Data, and what it is basically a set of characters, hexadecimal characters, that identifies the capabilities of a display to another device, let's say a source device. So let's say you have a TV that is Dolby Vision capable. So within the EDID, the hexadecimal characters, there will be some characters that indicate that the TV is Dolby Vision capable. And therefore, if you connect it to, let's say, a source device, a 4K Blu-ray player or the Xbox One X that can recognize and send out Dolby Vision data, if they see that this display is Dolby Vision capable, then they can start sending out the Dolby Vision signal. Or let's say you have a display that supports Dolby Atmos, then there will be some data in there that says that this TV will support Dolby Atmos, and then the source device will be sending the Dolby Atmos codec to the TV. So think of EDID like a driving license. So let's say you have a driving license. It will have your name, your date of birth, maybe your residence, your nationality, and what cars you're allowed to drive. Maybe you are allowed to drive, say, a truck, a lorry, or a tank, in World of Warcraft or something. But you have a driving license that tells other people what your capability is. And obviously you can spoof the EDID as well. And within certain limitations, you can spoof the EDID and tell the source device that, your display is capable of something else. And I think, that's what has been happening with some Samsung TVs that have been EDID spoofed to try and get Dolby Vision low latency version to be displayed on Samsung TVs and also maybe some projectors as well using the HD Fury device. And spoofing an EDID is basically like putting McLovin on your driving license. But let's get back to what the Sony XH90 was doing, based on my EDID test. And I extracted the EDID and read the EDID, interpreted the EDID not using a PC but using the excellent Meridio 7G signal generator. So let's recap what the Meridio 7G signal generator was saying. So if you select the 4K at 120Hz option in the HDMI signal format submenu on the XH90, what it will be doing is to modify the EDID characters on the TV to say that this TV is HDMI 2.1 capable. So the way they do it is by indicating that this TV has an FRL of 12 gigs at 4 lanes. Okay, but if you look at the data there, when it says 12 gig at 4 lanes, the Dolby Vision line there says no, which means that they had to sacrifice some hexadecimal characters to accommodate this EDID data to say that the TV is capable of HDMI 2.1. So if you enable 4K at 120Hz, the TV is telling your source device that it is actually not Dolby Vision capable. So let's say if you connect a 4K Blu-ray player or an Xbox Series X to the TV with the 4K at 120Hz enhanced option selected, the source device won't recognize the display as a Dolby Vision capable device, and therefore it won't even send a Dolby Vision signal to the display, which is why I said that 4K at 120Hz on the Sony XH90 is mutually exclusive to Dolby Vision. And why you need to actually sacrifice Dolby Vision then? I think, from my analysis of not only Sony TVs but also other TVs, I think Dolby Vision EDID characters take up a fair lot of space, because if you analyze the Dolby Vision data in the EDID, there are quite a lot of information that needs to be put there. You have to put the peak brightness and also the primary color coordinates of the display to signal to the Dolby Vision color mapping engine what sort of capabilities, how to tone map the incoming signal to the TV, and also you have to tell the source device whether the display is actually standard Dolby Vision, which is TV LED, or the low latency version, which is player LED. So I think, from the point of view of the manufacturers, erasing the Dolby Vision EDID, is the easiest way to get some free space to put these HDMI 2.1 EDID characters. And I'll give you another example of where this has happened. So on the LG 2020 OLEDs, if you engage AMD FreeSync Premium, it will disable Dolby Vision. The reason is because to put AMD FreeSync Premium in the EDID, they have to have some space, and the space can be freed up by eliminating Dolby Vision, which is the quickest way and the most straightforward way, because there are quite a lot of characters that are taken up by Dolby Vision. So that's the easiest answer. Now, as to the ramifications of what is happening on the Sony XH90, so we know that they can't do both 4K at 120Hz and Dolby Vision at the same time. What does that mean for you? I think, if you are a Sony PS5 player, which is not meant to have Dolby Vision, I don't think there has been any confirmation that there is Dolby Vision output. It is basically only HDR10. Then it doesn't concern you, because you can play at 4K 120Hz and you don't need Dolby Vision. I think the problem comes when you are playing on the Xbox Series X. If, let's say, an Xbox game supports not only 4K 120Hz but also 4K 120Hz with Dolby Vision, then you have to choose one or the other. You have to choose either playing at 4K 120Hz in HDR10 or playing in Dolby Vision but without 4K at 120Hz. So that is the dilemma facing potential buyers of the Sony XH90. But again, we don't know what the Xbox Series X is actually capable of. We don't know whether there will be many games, or any games in fact, that will be doing 4K at 120Hz with Dolby Vision. And to me, that sounds insanely GPU intensive, but who knows, maybe there are some games out there that can do that, but we don't know until we get our hands on the Xbox Series X. But that is the situation with the Sony XH90, and I hope that I have actually given you some sort of clearer explanation about what the EDID data tells us about the capabilities of the Sony XH90 or X900H, so there is no further confusion anymore. My name is Vincent Teo, and I am not Wong. If you'd like to watch some of our videos talking about next-gen consoles and HDMI 2.1, I've put a playlist here if you'd like to click there, and I'll see you in the next video.